What's going on, Legionnaires, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. And if you're new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you're not missing any of the content we have coming out. Now, for this video, we're going to be covering Superman issue number 30 coming out of the Infinite Frontier line. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with Infinite Frontier, if you really don't understand how everything's got here, go ahead and check out the links on my description. I got links for Future State, I got links for Infinite Frontier, I got links for Dark Knight's Death Metal. All the big events that have really happened over the last couple of months, bringing us to exactly where we're at right now. The writer for this is Phillip K. Johnson, pencils is Sammy Basri, inks are the same, and the cover is by John Timms. Now, with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright, so as we get into this issue, we're getting narration from Superman. And the narration comes from a journal that he's been writing in. A journal for John and his mother when Clark inevitably passes away. And he's writing a letter to John telling him, how his life has just been an eventful one. But this entry, it's a response to something he had said to him. One of the most memorable adventures that they had shared together just before he left Earth. And it all began on a really just perfect day. And this is where we pick up with Superman, John, and Lois. And they're playing mini golf. They're having a good day. The sun's out, it's beautiful out. And they're really just having a lot of fun. They're being a family. There's no emergency to go run to. There's no supervillain that needs taking down. There's no asteroid that needs detouring from Earth. Superman, for a first time in a very long time, is finally feeling like he has the opportunity to relax. The opportunity to kick his feet up a little bit and just enjoy this moment. And every single detail about this he tries to remember. Seeing them laugh. He hadn't seen them laugh this much in such a long time. And so to Superman, this day is the epitome of the perfect day. But of course, every perfect day comes to an end. And this is when Superman's super hearing kicks in and he hears a distress call. Someone calling to Superman, asking him to come back and saying that it is not the end. Now, Jonathan heard this as well, and he asked Clark, what was that? I heard it sounded very faint though. Now, Superman had given a communication device to somebody a long time ago. Somebody that lives very far away. Now, Superman believes that he is in need of help. Obviously by that distress call. And so they say it's time to go. And Superman brings John along with him to kind of show him what it's like. At this point, John's gone on a good fair share of his own adventures. He's battled his own fights. He's very capable. And this is still super hard for Superman to really grasp onto. Flying out here in space, Superman holds back a little bit. He flies a little bit behind Jonathan. Just to watch him, watch his son, see the man, the accomplished superhero that he is really starting to turn into. But at the end of the day, Clark still sees that little boy in the tall grass chasing after butterflies and barn swallows. But one adventure turned into another and then another, and he grew up much faster than anybody had expected. To Clark Kent, he is nothing short of a miracle. And this is when they arrive at the planet of Thokrom. And arriving on the surface, Superman tells John, go ahead and put your interpreter chip, put it in. But he also lets him know there's going to be a little bit of a language barrier because some words on this planet mean the same as others. So it can be difficult to decipher things at times. And this is when Superman gives John a little bit of lowdown on exactly what's going on here. Now, the guy that supposedly called him goes by the name of Quarth O'Danim. He's the ruler of the Thakaramite people. And he's not the individual to make out phone calls like this. He's not one to reach out at all. And so they're not knowing what to expect coming onto this planet. And he tells John to keep his head on a swivel. They're kind of gonna just wait for them to make the first move. And they do. They make their attack and they come full force, their whole army headed towards Superman and headed towards John. And Superman tells them one simple thing. to be gentle because they don't want to hurt these guys. You know, they were allies at one point in time. It's just been a severely long time since Superman's been back on this planet. And Superman slams his fist down and in their native tongue tells them that he has no quarrel with them, that he was brought here by the king himself. And this is when we see an old man step out, telling all of the armies to stand down because they're not recognizing an ally directly in front of their face. Not just any ally, but their oldest ally. The one who bled alongside the king himself and this individual, who goes by the name of Faldar. And we have, you know, a relatively nice meetup here. Everybody seems to be getting along. You know, these guys are old friends. They fought alongside one each other at one point in time. And though this is a pleasant surprise for Faldir, he's curious as to why Superman is here. And this is when Superman tells him that the king had sent him a message. Now this doesn't make sense to them because the king has died. They're having a giant ceremony immortalizing him in their culture forever. And as they do this little ceremony, they sing a chant of the things that he's done. Speaking of him, now this story they're chanting, it speaks of a story of an individual, something falling from the sky, and 3 champions fighting it off and saving the world. Now the way Superman tells this story, it goes a little bit different. Now Faldir, he created a kind of radiation bomb, because what happened is what they call a Shadowbreed had fell from the sky, and this thing was connected to a hive mind type parasite alien, and when it made its arrival, it started taking over people, and the only thing they could think of was to use this radiation bomb. And in doing so, they defeated the monster. Now, the king was sought as not a high individual prior to this battle, but after the battle happens, they made him king because of his strength. And since then, they have essentially worshipped the man. And this is when they go have a chat with the king's son. And the son, you know, he thanks him for honoring his father, and his father would be happy that his old servants came to his funeral. Now, Superman ignores this little jab at him and just really starts to ask some questions about why he was summoned or how he could have been summoned. But he's told, you know, there's no possible way he could have communicated to you because his communicator was lost, like many seasons ago. And his heart had failed before you say your message came in. And Superman, you know, telling him, all right, well, I'm going to take you for your word on it. I guess there's nothing more I can do in this situation. Him and John fly off. But they have no plans of actually leaving this place. And this is where Superman needs to go find something out. He needs to go find out if the Shadowbreed is still down in that cavern. And him and John head down into the cavern using their heat vision to light it all up. And they see the giant beast, the giant monster that once had pillaged this world. Now, this gives great comfort to Superman, but the issue is there's still a lot of unanswered questions. And as they look around, they see the old communicator. The communicator he had given to the king. Not only that, but there was something more. Some kind of tech that Faldir used to make his radiation bomb, but different. Looks more like a battery or a projector or a cage. And this is where Superman realizes something is very wrong, and they fly out of this cavern, taking off as fast as they can possibly go. And this is when we pick up with Faldir, and he's meeting up with some of the other people in the village. And it seems like a relatively normal meetup, but things go sideways very quickly as we realize that he has been taken over by the Shadowbreed. He is under its control, and we can tell this by looking into his eye and seeing nothing but black coming from it. And with this, one by one, they are slowly taking over each individual in the city. And this is where Superman messed up. You know, when he heard his old friend lie to him for the first time, he was curious. When he found the communicator at the bottom of the chasm, it should have put him more on guard. But when he saw the broken containment device, and then he heard the poor storyteller screams, he realized how stupid he had really been. You know, the moment he came to this planet, he told Jonathan that the language was different, that there was many meanings to one word, such as, "it's not the end," is which Superman is what he thought he said. But what he actually said is, "it's not dead. It's not dead." And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I think this is a lot of fun. You know, we're really getting to see a part of Superman that's unique. You know, we're getting to see the father, the one that's seeing his son grow up, and he's having to deal with letting that happen, with letting him make his mistakes, letting him go on his adventures, letting him turn into the hero that he's going to be. Because at the end of the day, you know, Superman believes he's not always going to be there. And one day, John may have to be the protector of Earth. And so he's going to need all of the life lessons that can only be learned through experience. And that's exactly why he brought Jonathan along. That's exactly why he's sitting here fighting side by side with him right now. Because John needs to know how to fight these fights. There's going to be times where he gets called literally galaxies away, and he's going to be able and need to be able to know exactly how to combat every situation. Given his powers, given his abilities, he is seen as a god to so many around him. There are times that he actually has to play that part. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and until the next breakdown.